Welcome back, guys, to another video on Skull and Bones. So we are back. I wanted to watch the 1 year video and kind of dissect it for you guys. Also, if I did not make it clear in the previous video, we do have an open beta coming this week. Preload on February 6th, so you guys can download the game/launcher on the 6th, and it's the 7th you can start playing it, and then we have the 7th to the 11th to play it. So just to show you that, all the times right here. It shows you each time zone for everything. This is gonna be awesome. Let's try to support Ubisoft, and I know they still make shite games and half-baked stuff, but let's hope that this is not that. Anyway, back real quick. So I'm gonna show you the 1 year video and kind of go through what they talk about. I mean, it looks good. I just have some questions, and maybe you guys do too.
Bones, risk everything you have to your name and face off against merciless pirate lords as you seek to establish your empire on the high seas. From the diseased Philippe Le Peste,
and this is the battle pass. These guys are the battle passes.
The enigmatic Li Tianning,
which is what it showed.
With them looming storms to stir these waters to chaos.
In the weeks leading up to a final standoff at the end of the season, you'll need to overcome their ensuing fleets, each with increasing difficulty. One way to make sure you can take them down is to create tactical ship loadouts and take advantage of the new ships and gear available each season.
Ready your arsenal to defend against.
There's so many different variations of weapons. My question is like
through new world events introduced each season.
The Mosasaur thing's badass.
Seas, you'll also face off other prey and predators alike. From
so like it was a bad time to pause
along the trade routes to elite warships guarding
so that looks like a galleon. If I'm wrong, correct me, but to me that looks like a galleon. Then you got like the brig that they keep talking about. It to me does not look like a brig.
To discover the endgame of Skull and
that right there does not look like a brig.
Bones.
The challenges you face will be more dangerous with a lot more at stake.
Like, hold on, I'm gonna try to reverse this right there. Yes. So like for me, that does not like that's supposedly a brig. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be. I don't feel like that's a brig. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure how many of you, I mean, if you're a pirate fan, you probably at one point looked at it. But Grape Shot and Wildcard's Atlas game, basically like a pirate copycat of Ark. But I loved their version of the brig, and I guess I really haven't Googled like what a brig looks like traditionally, but I know that they changed obviously with time and how technology's changed and advanced and how shipbuilding was made back then. But I wonder if this is like early shipbuilding, because all of these ships seem to have this banana boat, style to them. They kind of just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't know what that thing is, but I hope it has 100 million guns, but it doesn't look like it. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 gun ports, and then 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Like, what's all this? There's no guns on that? I wonder if you can upgrade it to that. It looks like a support ship, but anyway, that's kind of my current beef. Like, and the only thing I also am curious about that I want to know is, aside from battle pass ships, is will there be more ships added to the game that players can earn? Like, so there's brig, like a war brig, or like a more serious ship like a galleon or a war galley, or I doubt it will come to it, but like Man of Wars, dude, oh my god, this game would just have me like locked. To have a Man of War, even for like a fleet ship, because obviously that's what the game does have, is it has like a more in-depth version of Black Flag, and that's what we all loved, was Pirates of the Caribbean. Assassin's Creed Black Flag and then Revelations were both the pirate ones, and in that you had fleet management, and you could use like trade routes and all that stuff, and capture ships to be a part of your your fleet and use them in the trade routes, which is really cool. And this game also has a more in-depth version of that. But if anyone else is kind of like, curious on the ships too, like I think I might do a video just kind of like on the side not anything necessarily Skull and Bones related. Well, it will be, but like just kind of like what era is this supposed to take place in? Like what time frame? Like what century? You know, I don't know, because I'm really curious because the ship styling in this is very old-fashioned to me. It feels like, because this looks nothing like, you know, like for instance Pirates of the Caribbean. You look at all those ships; those are like the age of like the best that the, you know, pirate ship could have been, or the navies and like the British fleet, the Spanish and all that stuff. Like they had man of wars, galleons, you know, frigates. The ships are very clean. I get this is supposed to be pirates, but like all the spiky crap is excessive to me. Like I like this clean look, and I don't know. We'll see what the game kind of brings out. I'm gonna stop
You'll
talking.
go from working with the kingpins like Skurlock and Rama to becoming their rivals.
The helm, an unchallenged colossus of smuggling, beckons aspiring
See, like that ship, that looked clean,
pirates
dude.
from
But is it
around the
usable?
globe, with the promise of wealth, influence, and the coveted title of Kingpin.
Here, you'll discover that you can craft your own contraband, like rum and opium. You'll start with seizing manufactories around the den.
I know I showed this video
more
yesterday, but there was no
manufactories
audio,
can be found across other regions,
and I apologize for that.
Those can be lumberyards, settlements, foundries, and others you'll discover along your journey. Controlling them will help you generate profit automatically, without needing to do the dirty work yourself. You'll also be able to maximize profits if you're a strategic pirate.
So one question I do have is, all of these are server based, so I think there's 28 people on per server. So can only one, so say one person owns all these trade routes, is that also effective on everyone else's game? Like if I go and try to steal this guy's stuff, is he going to be able to steal it back from me? Or like, how is that going to work with so many people on a server? I mean, what if 28 people want to have their own trade routes and make their own money? You know what I mean? I mean, they may not have the best ship to defend it or fight it or whatever, but how is that going to work? Is this going to be more of a PvE thing where it doesn't matter if they have it also, you also have it? But if there comes like an event and you want to, you know, I don't know. I'm curious about that.
Some manufactories are connected by trade routes, which, if controlled, will boost their profits.
With a growing empire, you can elevate your operations even further by investing in upgrades for your manufactories. Be it
See people
increasing
efficiency.
the quality of your contraband or
Okay.
improving the rate of production.
At launch, there are two ways to take control of manufactories: hostile takeovers and legendary heists.
See, like, look at that ship, dude. It's just bows. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool looking, but like, what the hey? That to me looks like an early galleon. Just the way that it bows like that.
In legendary heists, you'll need to work with other players in a race against time. Rob a golden convoy, survive a horde of...
Like, that big sucker right there, and that big sucker, like war galleys, and then those kind of give me like early... Oh no! Oh, my dog pulled my camera off. My bad, guys. It was plugged in. We're still alive. But anyway, like I was saying, like those ones seem like early galleys right here, and I know I was pointing at my screen, and then that one and that one are like kind of like war galleons to me. But I just don't understand, like every one of these, like look at them, they like bow, which I don't know, I don't love that, but I guess if that's like the time frame that this was in, it makes sense.
warships coming after you, and make it to a location where a mysterious contact awaits. In hostile takeovers, you will fight each other in a full-on naval warfare to be the last pirate standing and seize control of a manufactory. At post-launch, we will introduce
See, now that's
you
dope,
and
but that does
gain
not look like a brig to me. That looks like
from
a,
the ability to assign fleets of ships to your trade
I don't know,
routes,
between a
to guide
schooner and a
corrupt
brig.
officials for an edge over your rivals.
Engaging in precarious PvP activities.
like that thing, that big brick of a ship. That thing's cool looking, but it has like no guns on it.
List of surrounding pirates.
Helm wagers are a high-risk, high-reward PvP activity where you can choose to gamble all your coin and risk losing them all to ensuing players.
See, like that looked like a galley that the dude was
Cargo
fighting.
is triggered upon picking up a legendary treasure map.
Accepting your wager or picking up a map will notify surrounding pirates, and you will quite literally have a target on your head, at least until you make it to the target outpost to complete those activities.
That dude's missing all of those shots.
Reputation is everything. claw your way to the top of the leaderboard to solidify your standing amongst kingpins.
See, and my other worry is once they start releasing like the premium content, like the battle pass, you obviously have to purchase. If you buy the premium edition, you don't have to purchase the first battle pass, but every other battle pass after that, like, is there going to be, like most Ubisoft games, in-game purchasable content? Which, you know, to an extent, I do hope there is, because I like the customization aspect and like the idea of premium ships, but I don't want them to be the best of the best. I think that any in-game ship you can earn should be able to just stomp those ships, and I think a lot of it should be generally skill related, personally. And so that's what kind of worries me about like the ranking system. It was like, if you're gonna be up there, do you have to sweat, play 24/7, and, you know, just
Being put
spend
up
a lot of
in the
money?
kingpin ranks will earn you rewards, and your placement will determine the type of reward you'll get. The leaderboard will reset each season with new rewards that you can compete for.
Yeah, so it's each season, so each battle pass.
From an exhilarating dragon boat race to mid-autumn festivals, partake in free time-limited events each season to claim the rewards that follow. Work together with fellow pirates and race against time to complete exclusive community events and obtain treasure troves of loot. We'll continue to add quality of life features to enhance your player experience. We're looking forward to working alongside you.
So one of the biggest things that I know a lot of people complained about is it's not like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and it shouldn't be, because it's supposed to be its own individual thing. But you can't shipboard, that's a cutscene, and you can't go on like just random islands or jump into the ocean off your ship at any point in time like you could in AC. And I know this game is receiving a lot of backlash for that it's just kind of like a stick and paste, and they're just like, go out, loot, shoot, gather material, and go back and craft new garbage, and then go back out and repeat the process. But I honestly, like, you know, Skull and Bones has been delayed since 2018, and I really, really hope that that's not what this is going to be. It's just a fat cash grab like every other game, and then it receives little to no updates and stuff like that. And it sounds, from what they're explaining, like the season passes and all this other crap, like it sounds like this game is going to be very attentive, and I hope to God that the game has a very supportive player base, kind of like Wildcard and Ark. I mean, Wildcard and Snail games have absolutely shat on the player base. Myself, I stopped playing Ark because of, you know, 10 continuous years of playing the game, and I absolutely love Wildcard, but unfortunately, due to how they treat their employees and how they're wrapped up in financial situations, Snail Game basically owns them, and any interest Snail Game has is usually killing a game. That's why Grapeshot and Atlas are not seeing any updates, and haven't for, gosh, almost a year now. Anyway, I just hope that this isn't going to be a cash grab, and I hope they put some thought and, you know, idea into it, and they bring in like more ships, class variations, new customizable characters, because the PvE side of it is cool. I don't love that there are PvP events. I was kind of more hoping that there would be like black zones or whatever, like Ghost Recon, but so you could just go out there and PvP with people and sink them and take whatever they have. But, you know, to each their own. I guess there's that hem wager, but I don't want to put all my coins up if, you know, it's going to cost me everything. Or it could, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be fun to just go out there with like no coins, put all my stuff in a locker, and just go out there and brawl.
Our community of pirates as we continue to build on the perilous world of Skull and Bones. Ready your cannons, plunge into naval mayhem, and defend your empire on the seas of Skull and Bones.
I don't know how you guys feel about all the customization as well. I mean, some part of me is like, some of it's overkill in my opinion. It looks like way too much. It's too much going on. But I don't know. Some of it's cool. Where am I at here? Oh yeah, we're good. Go over here. Some of it's alright. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think this is the 1 year roadmap is pretty cool that they have it. But this is the other one I wanted to kind of go over, which is the Pirate Kingpin. So this one basically is showing like they gave them the opportunity to be top
ocean
tier.
full of treasure to plunder? A sea monster that can destroy your ship with a single hit? A pirate lord who
This is
rains
like a
poison
GameStop
from the
trailer.
sky?
Back when you'd stand in GameStop and you'd hear like
All
a
of
girl
this
talking
and
on the
more
TV.
awaits when Skull and Bones set sail on February 16th, welcoming you to the cutthroat world of the Indian Ocean set during the golden age of piracy. While you start off as a shipwrecked outcast, you will
See, like that ship looks crazy cool, but I don't like all the extra stuff, like all this, the hook, the crane, the arm, all this is crazy to me. Like there's so much going on with that ship. Why are you doing that? And the other thing, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this feels a little bit more arcadey than AC was. Because these Goliath-sized ships can turn so fast. Like I want like what that guy has, that boss, dude. Like, can we earn that ship, or a base version of it?
Challenges worthy of a pirate of your stature, but you will not remain unchallenged. Skull and Bones will make you fight to keep your power and influence over the riches in the Indian Ocean. In a recent co-op gameplay session, we had the opportunity to play around in Skull and Bones' Endgame. Your level in the game is measured by infamy, and we were set at Kingpin, the highest ranking. Because of that, we had a
Yeah, see, what is this thing called? This is ship selection. It doesn't even tell you. Oh, this is the dehow. I mean, look at that. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gun ports. Like, why are the big ships not heavily armored or like gunned? And like, look at this. Like, why does this just like, it might as well just be a complete circle. Like, we want that. That's what we want. Big ass man of war with 200 guns, and we can just be out there with the big guys, you know, and just freaking awesome broadsides and just crazy. It'd probably make the game really laggy, to be honest. Oh, look, there's another gun port right up there in this. Let's see if she clicks on any of the other ones.
Fleet of ships and weapons at
Nope.
our disposal to
Dang.
take on Skull and Bones' endgame loop, which is full of opportunities to take on legendary challenges, cement yourself as a powerhouse in different regions of the Indian Ocean, and even change up a few early game mechanics. One such opportunity is capturing manufacturers. Early in the game, you plunder outposts for valuable resources to upgrade items or complete contracts. Now, with world events like Hostile Takeover,
It's like a
and
cryo
Heist,
flamethrower.
more on those in a minute, you can take control of those manufacturers and make them work for you, making it a valuable asset to your empire. While you're off plundering unsuspecting merchants, it will passively earn you pieces of 8, a valuable currency.
See, that thing's so
used to buy
cool looking.
rare and
At least I
deadly
think so,
black
but I don't
market
feel like it's
items,
heavily gunned.
such as the blueprint
And now
for a
something
gun
like,
that can
even like,
spit
look
fire.
at that, dude. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guns. Like, why is there not like 2 more this way? Like 2 more, like they're just, I feel like they missed that. These don't have any defenses. Like, it's a wonder this ship's getting its ass handed to it. Like, what the hey? I feel like that looks like a war galley to me, or it should be a galley. Even if it's not a war galley, I mean, if it was a war galley, it'd be just freaking lined with guns. You know, there should be at least 20 guns on one side, and I feel like they have these gun ports. I don't know, they're pretty far spaced, but I don't know. I feel like this is not a war galley. This is like kind of like a transport galleon or a larger ship for material.
Fight your enemies.
Nonetheless, it looks
As you
cool.
take over more
Don't get me wrong.
manufacturers, you can set up your own trade routes and establish yourself as an economic powerhouse in different regions across the Indian Ocean. We were intrigued by the possibility of setting up our own production chain, so my party started a Hostile Takeover World event. We had a small fleet of ships to choose from, and we all picked the Brigantine.
See, and that's the Brigantine. Like, to me, that does not look like a brig. I guess, I don't know, it looks more like a, like I said, between a schooner and a brig. Something smaller. Like, I feel like a brig is, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just used to, like, Atlas, and, like, all the ships on there just kind of solidified my idea and versions of, like, pirate ships, and then they kind of followed suit with, like, Pirates of the Caribbean and, like, almost every other pirate movie I've seen, you know, they all followed suit. And, like, the Black Pearl is a galleon, is a war galleon, you know what I mean? The Dutchman, war galleon, you know. I mean, Silent Mary is definitely a man of war, Salazar's ship, and that's a beautiful ship. Oh my god. I mean, like, those to me look more than these. Like, these look like East Indian, you know, versions of these ships, you know, what they had at the time.
A
Whatever time that may
DPS-class
be.
ship designed for high damage and a quick getaway. loaded it up with hard-hitting cannons and missiles, and set sail.
Missiles?
In a hostile takeover
Bruh,
event,
you're building
you
ships out of
attack
wood and
an
you have
outpost
missiles?
that has a production chain in order to, well, take it over and make it yours. Hostile takeovers are a PvPvE.
There's torpedoes in this
event
game
which
too,
you
which
have
is
to take
crazy
out
to me.
Towers on the land, survive attacking ships rushing to the outpost's defense.
See, like, that ship, that's supposedly a brig. Like, that looks more like a brig than what this lady's in. And that thing looks nice.
And fend off other players who have come to claim the manufacturer.
Yeah,
for
see,
their
and
own.
it's, yeah,
My
it
approach
looked
was
big,
simple.
but
Use powerful
it's still small.
long-range cannons across my bow to inflict massive damage while enemy ships
like, you can
sail
see that, well,
into the
a little late,
harbor.
but that
Use
brig that was right in
short-range
front of it
cannons
over
to weaken
here
them further until they got close enough to board,
looked
or
awesome.
close enough to ram my bow into their broadside, which is incredibly
Like that right there, dude.
satisfying.
Nah,
Like,
that's not
really,
no brig.
really
That's like a
satisfying.
schooner. And this one's obviously
Despite our
substantially
best
bigger, but I
efforts,
don't
We
know.
received a notification that we had failed the mission, and another faction had gained control over the manufacturer.
Yeah, there it is
while we
again.
did. It wasn't a total
That dude over
wash,
there,
however.
PRP
Even if you
35.
fail a mission in Skull and Bones, there are still opportunities to take advantage of. In our case, the takeover turned into a plunder event, where the three of us faced off against waves of enemies, and were rewarded with increasingly valuable loot at the
So, I mean, you just heard her say that. So she went in to do a capture on a facility, and she got basically overtaken by another group of people. Like, now she has to just plunder it, or can she, you know, wait a certain amount of time and then go back after it and try to capture it herself to add it to her trade route? Like, that's what I'm curious. Like, if one guy just has a badass ship and he's just combing through everybody, you know, and he stays on that one server for a good bit of time, can he rule everything and then go jump to another server and still rule it? Or like, how is all that working? Like,
enemy
that's what doesn't
assault.
make sense to me.
It wasn't what we came for, but it was a great way to find our sea legs as a team and figure out how to work together in combat.
And here's the boarding, as you guys have seen many a times.
Now it was time
It's
to
just
try
a
a new
cutscene.
tactic to win a production chain. Take part in a legendary heist. This co-op event is technically PvE, but there's still a chance for a dogfight against other players. But we'll get to that in a minute.
That will
Set
be
our
me.
sights on taking out a merchant
I'll be
convoy
sinking
where we
everybody
would
else.
steal their goods and transport them to.
And then
shall we
working on
say,
the boss.
An interested party. Knowing I would need a
See,
little
like, look at that, dude. The Vanguard has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guns. 7-gun broadside, dude. Like, what? That's crazy. And that looks like a galley. I mean, it's got good health, hella cargo, decent speed. I don't know what tenacity means, but I think this looks awesome. Like, ideally, if I was gonna go for a ship, like, for me, it's you know, I love Atlas brigs, but this to me is like awesome. It's clean. All the ropes look awesome. The sails, you know, I mean, the nose could be different, but because it bows, and I understand why it's like that because of all the not shiplap, but the ropes and rigging and all that. It's cool looking. I don't know.
extra cargo room and a lot more hull health, I switched to the Snow, a tank class designed to take a lot of fire, equipping torpedoes on my stern designed to sink anyone who tried to give me chase and steal the goods for themselves. We arrived at the scene shortly after another co-op party, our 6 ships working together to sink the target, all hoping we would win the cargo, or be able to steal it from the player who did.
So this thing's called a
Even
Snow.
within a co-op party, only one person can carry the goods and get the reward. It's automatically onboarded to the person who dealt the most damage to the merchant vessel. In this case, me. Once those goods were...
Unless you kill everyone else, and then they have no choice but to give it to you. And see, that's a brig too. Like that one, I don't know, up close it just looks kind of small. Like that looks pretty cool to me. I don't know, I like all the sail and the rigging. It looks crazy cool. And like that one back there looks like a smaller ship. But like, I'm sure you guys have seen, like, for instance, on the last video I did, the Skull and Bones news, like the ship there, that looks like a war galley. And it has all the crazy side masts and just looks
were on my ship.
epic.
I turned and made for the delivery port as fast as the wind would carry me. The other party tried
As
to
fast
take
as
me
the wind
out,
would carry,
but my
she's going like
teammates
6
stayed
knots.
behind and fought them off, giving me a chance to slip into the safe area of the outpost, deliver the goods, and claim the ultimate prize.
I think
Real
also the amount of
manufacturer.
like cannonballs and stuff
Time
like
to see
that
what
should
we
have an
fought
effect on
so
how your
hard to
ship
win.
maneuvers.
It turns out the Rayofia Weaver was a white skull rum manufacturer located just north of the pirate den St. Anne, and it would net 60 pieces of 8 per hour once up and running. A hefty sum for any kingpin. However, in order to collect these ill-gotten gains, it needed funding and sugarcane to start actually producing the rum. Silver I had to spare, but no sugarcane, so I would need to pilfer some and come back later. But before
See, that's
we could
pretty
get
cool.
to the sugarcane, it was time to go hunting. We picked up the Jaws of Retribution contract, where we needed
yeah.
to find,
See, this looks
kill,
fun.
and deliver the
Frickin'
eye of a
Mosasaur.
Tyrannosaurus
Oh my
to
God.
another pirate. We tracked down the monster who could ram ships from the
Look at
water
that, dude. It just
surface
one-shotted
or
our
dive
ship. It's
beneath
like
the
0
waves,
health.
only to leap into the air and slam into your ship like a
Oh,
giant
she braced
red
way too
wrecking
early.
ball. Getting hit by one of its aerial attacks is devastating, and it sent me to my watery grave many,
Yeah, but how do you avoid
many,
that? Like, look at that.
many times. Because the sea monster moves so quickly and in such a wide area, it was hard for the bark to land healing bombards, but by learning its attack patterns and communicating with one another
Oh,
whenever the beast responded,
that thing looks
we were
awesome,
able to
dude.
brace against its crushing blows and defeat it. We picked up its eye to finish the quest, along with some monster meat, which turned out to be an ingredient to make some tasty and stamina-boosting Tylosaurus steak. Just then, a new world event began, the Tides of Terror. Each season of
See, I'm
Skull and
curious,
Bones
if you
will
miss out on
introduce a
these
new
world
pirate
events,
lord who,
is that it?
upon
Like,
hearing
say
of
you're
the
just
fish
at
bounty
work.
opportunities in the Indian Ocean, has come from afar to steal their share by any means necessary. In Season 1, that pirate lord will be Philippe
It's kinda chilly
Lapeste,
down here, sorry,
a
guys.
poisonous presence on the ocean. In the Tides of Terror event, we needed to
See,
take
like,
him
look at
out
that guy's
once
ship.
and for all.
That's what I'm talking
After
about, dude.
seeing
I want
the
something that
damage
big.
the Tylosaurus did to our party earlier, I decided to switch it up to a healing class, equipping the bark ship with long-range weapons, close-range cannons in case of a dogfight, and healing bombards. Lapeste's ship is a massive, glowing green vessel and dealt heavy damage by raining poison down from the sky.
Yeah, I want
the
that
ship
vessel.
would deploy floating bombs in the water, critical to dispatch before they sank one of our ships.
Like that, to me, looks like a war
Agility
galley.
was
I mean,
key in
even
this
I just
fight
looked
to
at that
avoid
thing.
falling poison
I don't even
mortars
see,
and
like,
floating bombs,
I'm sitting here
and
pointing at it like you guys can
sometimes
see it, but like
friendly ships.
the whole side of the
But
ship
working
is like
together, using
not
our combined firepower and healing abilities, we were able to sink the pirate lord and his massive ship to the
completely
depths.
gunned out.
Victory was sweet, and our waters were safe from Lapeste once more. But
Oh,
there were
man.
still many lucrative opportunities on the horizon. We could collect our goods and supply the Rheophia weaver with sugarcane.
This is
Jump
cool though.
into
I
the
wonder how
Dublin
long.
and
So once you
Helm
supply it, I
wave
wonder how
plunder
long
that's
it
happening on
lasts,
the north
or
end
if
of
you have to
the
go
map.
resupply
Or
it.
instigate another legendary hype.
Those guns are
Add to my
crazy.
production
Shoots like
chain
frickin'
and set up a
100
trade route.
flamethrower
When
shots.
you're a kingpin on the high seas, there's always another adventure waiting. The world events, ship classing and customization, and naval combat were just a taste
Deleted.
of what Skull and Bones will have to offer when it launches on February 6th.
Yeah, see, look at that
for
ship, dude.
Xbox
That's what
Series
I'm talking about. That's a
X,
big
PlayStation
dog.
5, Amazon Luna, and PC
Of course the
through
boss
Ubisoft
gets it, but,
Connect
like,
in
dang,
the Epic
dude.
Games Store. You can pre-order Skull and Bones
That thing
today
looks
at the
wicked.
Ubisoft Store, or sign up for a Ubisoft Plus premium subscription to get 3-day early access.
I do also think that they need to change some of the death animations for some of the ships. Almost all of them just implode, and not that that doesn't get old, but it kind of is just like, wow. And I wonder also, like, so right here, this little guy, this is something you get with the premium pass, the little snow leopard thing. I don't know if it gives you any bonus to have a pet, but, you know, you could. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, that's kind of what I wanted to go through, is just like ask some questions, dissect some stuff. You know, hopefully I get a lot of feedback on this video. You know, kind of talking what you guys think, what your opinions are. Once the game comes out, obviously I can really dig into the kind of the meats of it, because obviously with the beta not being here or any of that stuff, I can't really ask those questions. I'm really excited about the beta. I mean, we got this week, which is awesome. And then we will basically be Skull and Bones in it, because it runs, like I said, from the 7th to the 11th, and then if you pre-ordered it, it comes out on the 12th for early access. And that's what it says here too. Bam, see right there, 12th until 10 a.m. And then the game comes out at like midnight that same day or something like that, or 10 p.m. But I don't know, guys. That's kind of all I wanted to go over with this video. But I'll see you when the game comes out, or I guess when the beta comes out, or if they post news. I guess there's that too. But I doubt we'll see anything between now and the beta. So we'll see you guys next time.